Alright all, here is my really powerful bare-handed build. I've improvised it a lot, so let's get to it. Just know that I'm in mid-game only now, only the 3rd region. I have a limited choice of armor, accessories, armor sets and the Guardian Spirit, so this is not by any means the final build. This is just a way how to focus your build. First, I did a mistake here. You need to focus either on body and skill or body and stamina. You don't need all three. Depends on what kind of armor you want. I would suggest a light armor, so that means body and skill. Stamina is not that needed here. Unless you want to put a couple of points in to lower the equipment weight rate. As for the other stats, strength is needed to raise the base bare-handed damage, but don't put too much points into it because you can't raise it that much. I've only raised it to 50, so that's nothing really. But in a long run, when you buff it all up, it's noticeable. Dexterity, magic and spirit are essential here because spirit is for getting all the bonuses from a certain spirit. For example, here is a rat. I want the rat for unlimited Onmyo. There are also other options. You can go for the bat, the one below, that gives you more damage the less armor you're wearing. So that's also an option. There are a lot of other options, but I need to find all the guardian spirits first to know what to use. What's the best? This one, it works fantastically for now. Why? I will talk about it as well. As for the why, well, this is why. You need unlimited Onmyo. I have currently sitting it at 30% almost, which is really low. Also my bare-handed attack is plus 90% because I've chosen Fukushima as my clan, so my bare-handed attack damage is plus 70%. But I don't know if that works for a single player or only multiplayer mode. So don't know that yet. Essential skills that you need to know are composure, that takes away enemies' weapon and stabs them with it. That's from ninja. And second from ninja is hands of death, that will raise directly or bare-handed attack damage. Trust me, 12% doesn't seem like much, but when it's all buffed, it's a lot. As for other skills, you can choose whatever you want. It's up to you, but I would definitely suggest Mukush Makibishi, whatever the name is. Those are the blades that you scatter on the ground and they slow your enemies. Slowing your enemies is very, very useful. Second thing that you need to know are about Onmyo magic skills. Onmyo magic skills are essential here even more than the ninja ones because they offer you 3 scrolls that will help you immensely. One scroll is Carnage. It lowers your defense but increases your attack significantly. Second one is Talisman of the Fist, that raises directly your bare-handed damage for a significant amount as well, but depends all on your magic power. That's why magic should be at least 15. And the third one is Sloth. Sloth really slows your enemies. That's why you need dexterity and magic attributes, so that you can raise your ninjutsu and your Onmyo magic power. And so that you can complete all the dojo quests that will give you all the possible unlocks into learn skills. For example, as you've seen now, I only had a couple of skills and I could not unlock all 3 levels. Later on I will be able to, and when I do that it's going to be an insane build. So what to do next? Now you need to read your jutsu. Go for all the Talisman of the Fists. So if you choose 2 Talisman of the Fists, 1 and 2, it will get your capacity up, but it will also be counted as double equipment. Double equipped, that is. So that means that you're going to have 4 Talismans of the Fists, not 2. So equip both or all 3 if you have. If you unlocked all 3, and that goes for Carnage as well, all 3 Carnage and all 3 Sloth. I only have 1 Sloth skill learned so far because others are locked, but when you have 3, imagine 6 bloody Sloth scrolls from shrine to shrine, it's insane. Also there will be 6 Talismans of the Fists and 6 Carnage ones. You're good to go. As for the ninja jutsu, well, it's up to you. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, whatever suits your playstyle. Before any mission, go to the blacksmith and purchase arrows and rifle ammunition. or hand cannon, whatever you're using, because you're going to need it to clear some of the enemies that are really hard to target, like creepy crawlers and spiders and whatnot. It's essential that as well. As for the equipment itself, I've chosen equipment that is light, but it raises my casting speed up, it raises my barehanded damage, and it gives me chance for unlimited Onmyo. Unlimited Onmyo is very, very important here, because it means that there's a chance if you use your scrolls that they will not be used. It's going to be a free use. So that's crucial. At least for now, while I don't have all the skills unlocked. As for the accessories, you can go for something that raises your barehanded damage, but I haven't found any like those. I don't know if they exist even. So I went for unlimited Onmyo here as well. Also, I've used on my equipment change to defense, magic, spirit and whatnot, because it's very useful. They will raise your defense a lot. So you're not going to be squishy at all. It's really cool. And that's basically it for the build. Now we can go to real action. Oh yeah, also you can use salt, because you will have no possible way to clear yokai pools unless through magic, ninjutsu items. I don't even know if there are any to clear. So be sure to have some salt in your inventory just in case. As you can see, now I'm doing a submission around level 50, so that's only 10 or 15 levels beneath me, not that much. And this is the boss of the mission. There's only one enemy, it's the boss, so I've done him 2 times here. I've fastened this second time up in the video so that it doesn't take so long. But you can see the point here. If there is a normal type of humanoid enemy that wields a weapon, you can easily kill him with that parry. That parry needs a lot of practice. So be sure to do that. For example, this enemy that I've just shot is the enemy that is very hard to kill with bare hands, because he is down in his low stance and he can only be killed properly with long range weapons. With bare fists it's really hard. As you can see, I've just destroyed this yokai with 3 or 4 shots. It's because I've used Carnage and Talisman of the Fist. Same goes with this guy. I've slowed him up with Sloth and used before the fight these two scrolls, and that's it. Couple of shots, they are down. They are not the problem. Yokai and humanoid enemies are not the problem. What are the problem are these little fuckers. These fuckers are really tough to kill with your fists, so it's, in my opinion, best to just use something of a thrown weapon or a ranged weapon. If you use a thrown weapon on these flying heads, they will immediately stumble and drop to the ground. That gives you a chance to go in, do the low kick, and you will then kill them easily. But if you go with bare hands only, you can see that it's really, really tough to target them because they're fast. I'm doing this mission versus yokai because I've read a lot that bare hands is completely useless against yokai. It's not. It's not at all. You can see this. This is a level 50 yokai, no problem, 3 shots. Easy. Now we're back to the creepy crawlers. I've used my long range weapon to get clear of it. And for these guys I've used shurikens now to bring them down on the floor, get to them, and then unleash hell. You can also kill them easily with no buffs at all with your bare hands. Clear base bare hands damage. Now for a problematic thing. This build is really weak against multiple enemies at the same time. This is the boss of that same mission, and you can see 4 floating heads. So what I went here to do, I immediately bum rushed the boss, slowed her down, used Carnage and Talisman of the Fist, and just tried to finish her off as quickly as possible. You can see that I'm actually pretty tanky, and this is a low armor. You've seen at the beginning of the video. I just used refashion to remodel the armor because I hated how it looks, and that the armor that I'm wearing is not even part of the set, it's just a normal one. It sucks ass, and it's going to get a lot better, and the build is going to get a lot more powerful as I progress through the game even more. These are the tests against the Revenants. Oh, this is where I had the most fun at. I've died numerous times, I won't lie, because I suck at parrying and I just love to parry. I want to parry all the freaking time. And it caused me a lot of deaths. You don't even have to parry with this build. You can only use these buffs that I've shown you with these scrolls and you will be dealing an insane amount of damage to any enemy, yokai, human, revenant, whatever you want. You don't even have to parry at all, but I just love so much doing that, taking their weapons and stabbing them with them, that it's just ridiculous how much I like it. And although I suck at it, I will always use that type of playstyle. There are a couple of problematic revenants here, especially the faster ones. They are really hard to parry, so my way of playing it with parrying isn't that great. It worked a couple of times, but it doesn't even matter. You can see that I've destroyed most of them in 3 shots, 4 shots, and they are what, 5-10 levels beneath me. Some of them are like this one right now is the same level as I am, 3 levels below what, so it doesn't really matter. Level discrepancy is not that relevant in this case. I'm just showing you all the viable solutions for this build. You can fight yokai, humanoids, revenants, bosses, whatever you want. It's just that these couple of types of enemies that are unusual, that are not humanoids, are problematic, like those flying heads that I've talked about earlier, creepy crawlers, smaller enemies. Again, mostly enemies that are down to the ground. And one more very weak thing with this build is that you don't have a sneak attack. Without a sneak attack you lose that first shot in a fight that can do you a lot of good. But either way, you use these scrolls before a fight and you're going to 3-shot probably anyone. With Revenants, the build has proven to be very, very useful. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really, at the times, if you can parry better than I am, and you probably can because I suck at it, you will be just killing Revenants left and right. This was a perfect spot, perfect submission with this Ogress, so that I could test myself against a lot of Revenants. Just parry, bam, instant death. It's that cool. As I was talking earlier, I've decided to test the build in many scenarios. This is the same mission, sub-mission, but the same story, the same setup, the same region, but only different submission with human enemies. So that you're sure that it works against anything. When the build fails, and I've talked multiple times about it, where it fails against multiple enemies, flying heads, down to ground enemies, use your long range weapons. Against any other type, use this. Very easy to defeat anyone. Just practice parrying. I think it's a lot more fun with parrying. As for the finalization of the builds, let's talk about that slightly. I'm not sure what to expect in higher regions, in other regions, but I'm expecting a lot more sets that could benefit the playstyle of Unarmed Warrior. Later on, when you decide to implement this style and unlock all the possible Onmyo and ninjutsu upgrades, you won't need that much of an unlimited Onmyo, because you will have plenty of scrolls available to last you from shrine to shrine. I don't think you're going to have any problems whatsoever. And I'm not even using the scrolls against the human enemies because I just parry them. So you can choose how you want to play it out. Also, with a lot more Guardian Spirit options, this build can vary from focused on only bare hand damage without any type of scrolls. I don't think that could work, but I'm not sure what awaits further on, as I said. I might do another video on this when I get to the max level, not max level, but when I complete the game and see what is there yet to offer in ways of armor sets, accessories as well. I hope there are some bare-handed attack plus accessories, and then I can finalize the build. But this is what you have so far in mid game and early game. Well, for early game, I would suggest that you avoid this build. Go at least to the second region, complete 2 dojo missions for each style. That means ninjutsu and Onmyo magic, and then you can use this build like I am using it right now. Without it, you won't have as many scrolls, and only 2 talismans of fist scrolls are not enough. In between shrines, they are enough for bosses. No doubt about that. But in between shrines, it's not enough. Also with Carnage scrolls, it's simply not enough. And you won't have enough slot scrolls as well to slow your enemies. But you can also combine that, as I said, with Makibishi or whatever the skill name is, when you scatter those blades on the floor. That slows the enemies, and it's really useful skill. Combine ninja skills with Onmyo magic and tell me in the comments what you've figured out. You will probably figure out a lot better overpowered builds than I have right here. It just needs time, and the game will provide with a lot more options further on and with more updates and whatnot. I just hope they implement sneak attack with bare hands. That would be absolutely insane. The build is insane as it is, but with those sneak attacks it could be even more insane. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and do comment please and tell me how it worked for you, and if you have upgrades on how to make it even better, please tell.